Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spilling the Tea. And now here's your host, narrating you. Hello there. I hope we're all doing alright today. Welcome to the second ever episode of Spilling the Tea, a show where we interview Rec Room creators. Don't forget, all shows are filmed live and put on YouTube, so don't worry if you miss one. On today's show, we'll be interviewing Karo, Rec Room's #1 smoothie enthusiast, who you can usually find at Karo's Smoothie Bar, where she holds events pretty much most days of the week. So the last part of our shows will have a Q&A segment, and I know you're all sat there thinking, but narrating you, how do I give you my question? Well, my good sir or madam, if you have any questions for tonight's guest, please hop into the Broken Circuits Discord and put them in the Spilling the Tea channel. The link is in front of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Karo.
Hi!
Hello there. Hello, Karo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
So, I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. How was your journey from the green room? Was it all good?
Yeah, it definitely was. It's very nice up there. It's
Sorted.
cute.
Nice. Well, only the best for our guests. Sorted. So, let's hit things off. How long have you been playing Rec Room for?
I've been playing Rec Room for just a little over 2 years. I started November 20th of 2021, so just over 2 years.
Oh, wow, so a fair while then. Pretty long time.
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you discover Rec Room? Did you have any friends here that brought you over, or did you just see it one day and thought, you know what, that looks pretty fun?
I actually started playing on Xbox, and I saw it, and at first I was like, I don't know if I'd like that, but I convinced myself to download it because it was free, and I ended up loving it. The first day I played it, started playing it every day, making friends, and eventually I got a VR and a PC, and then now I'm here. I have a lot of friends now. I love this game. It's definitely one of the best social games I've ever played.
Yeah, exactly. It's I think the thing with Rec Room is it's ignoring the more negative sides of it, which we've all seen and experienced. It is
Oh
honestly
yeah,
a really fun game that, I think anyone can enjoy it. Obviously, people who don't like the social elements, there's the building side of it, isn't there? And
oh yeah. There's
all
so
that
many
kind of stuff.
different things. There's the for the people that like to grind games. There's like the quests, and then there's like the PvP with paintball. There's so many like different genres in this game. I think anybody could find something to do on here.
Oh yeah, and obviously with the rooms like ever growing with all the creators that build things, there's always something new to play every day, even if some of it's not as fun as the rest. But
Definitely.
speaking of which, how did you get into the building elements of it? Where did your building career begin on this game?
Well, when I first started playing, it was really just for fun, like just to play with people. But then I noticed that all these games were not like Rec Room created, which for a while I didn't know. I thought most of them were like created by Rec Room. When I noticed that people were making these games, I really wanted to get into building. So I took a maker pen class, and I didn't learn a lot because it was kind of hard for me to follow along at my own pace. So I started practicing in my own time, and I would build like little things like plushies, or um, I'd try to experiment with circuits just in my dorm room. And eventually, the first room that I came up with was the smoothie bar. I had seen all these like bars on Rec Room, but I was like, that's not, great for everyone. I liked the bars, but didn't like the whole like alcohol part of it. So I was like, smoothies. Who doesn't like smoothies? These are awesome. You can put anything in them. So I started building it, and the smoothie bar, as it is right now, is completely different than when we first started. The whole room has been completely remodeled like 2 different times now. And the first one was really messy, but I made it, and then people would come into the event slowly. Usually it wouldn't be a lot of people, but I made a lot of friends. And then the friends in there became the moderators, and then we've kind of just gotten to this now. So it's just like we have a lot of really amazing mods and hosts and just people that come back to hang out in there. It all kind of came just because I wanted to make something that would be fun for me and my friends to do, and now it's like kind of grew into something like a little community.
I feel like that's the best part about these. It's as you grow as a creator, and we had the very same thing. It's like we started, not many people came to the events. You know, the room wasn't the best, and then as we've grown, it's
Yeah,
just things have improved and blown up. And I feel like when people go through that, it's quite amazing. It's like, going from being like, oh, I was struggling for a nice looking floor, and now, look at the
yeah.
room. But how long did it take you to build this movie bar before
The
you initially
first,
published it?
the first model of the room took me about, I want to say 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, around 3 weeks. And the second time I remodeled it, it took me about, I think 2 weeks the second time.
Oh, well, it's not very long at all then. It's it's quite fast.
I
Took
must
took me about
say
three
there was
months for my first
definitely like
build.
entire nights dedicated to just staying up all night, building, talking to friends on the phone. Definitely got a lot of motivation from my friends during those times.
I did, that's great. And I noticed that the smoothie bar, there are a couple of other creators on it. Would you like to tell me a little bit about them?
Yes, okay. So the other creators on there, the first one is Milky Way Doc. He's he's never built anything in there, but he is one of my very long time friends. He doesn't play as much anymore, but he helped with events. And then we've got Pato. He's helped with like animating the fish in the fish tank. He's also a really great friend of mine. And then Jem. She has helped the most out of anyone in there. She helped remodeling the outside with the buildings. She helped with all the like winter decorations that we have in there. She is so much more talented than I am, but she's helped me a lot in that room. And she's also one of my best friends.
No, well, that's really good. I'm glad that, it's always nice when you go into something like this and you have someone there to almost counsel and guide you and, help you get
Mm-hmm.
somewhere you want to be. That's great. But so with the smoothie bar, I'm glad you mentioned the fish tank actually, because that's one of my favourite parts, especially with the Christmas fish with the little hat on
Oh
and the boss trying
yeah.
to escape. He's they're always a good laugh. But how who did the animations for those? Because they are really smooth. I've never seen fish move like that on here.
It was actually Pato. He reanimated them about a month ago now. The animations were a little wonky before. I had had help with them, but he redid them completely, and the whole like the little fish that's like trying to break out of the tank. That's we named it Hulk. So we were like, okay, why don't we? Because it's green and purple. So we were like, all right, why don't we make it trying to get out of the tank? So he animated it to look like it was coming out of the tank, and then Jem put the water coming out of the tank, and the little Santa hat she actually put on that fish.
I like that. It's they are very cute. It's I did actually make sure I made sure that I got a picture of myself in the fish tank. But I do believe we actually have, for the people that have never been to the smoothie bar, we should have some pictures appearing. There we go. Look at those, so you can all get a look at it there. And whilst we're on the topic of the smoothie bar, I actually went to one of your events this week, and it's really booming, really busy. I noticed in the VIP you have board games and everything, which is really fun. And at the end of the night, there was a game of musical chairs. I actually come second in it, so I didn't
Yes.
get my root beer. Uh, I'm still a little sore about that, but it's fine. We can move on. Do you hold these games at events often? Because they were quite fun.
We do. We try to do them every night. This week specifically, I've been a little bit sick and just my sleep schedule is messed up, so we haven't done any this week. But we try to do them every night.
Every night. I mean, it's always fun. I did enjoy it. It's been a long time since I've played musical chairs, but I'll take second place. That's all good. Okay, and
Musical chairs, we just started doing that recently. It just, I don't know, it came to like, I think Pato is the one who started doing it. And at the end of the night, whoever was still in there, we'd be like, "Hey, I want to play musical chairs," and we just started playing it.
I mean, I do enjoy music. It's, fun games like that. It's what, it keeps the people coming back, doesn't it? That's what we like.
Yeah,
Nice
it
fun
definitely
environment.
does.
Yeah. Okay, so whilst we're still on the topic of the smoothie bar, what would you say was the hardest part about building the room, especially with it being your first?
Mm, I want to say so if you notice, the room is kind of in like a rectangle, but all the walls are rounded at the corners because I didn't want to do just like a basic box. And when I was first starting to build, that was so hard to get like those rounded walls on there and get them symmetrical on all four sides. I had a lot of trouble with that, but when I redid the room, I got it. It was super easy. I knew how to do it quickly, but when I first did it, I had so much trouble.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's considering that a large part of Rec Room is the building, they don't give you much to work with on the shapes. It's unless you're using tubes or
Yeah.
ribbons, it's you have to get quite creative with it, which it happens. Okay, but you're not only known for rooms, you also have a lot of inventions as well, I've noticed, which the main ones, which I quite like, we actually have decorated around. We have some smoothies around the bar if anyone wants to check those out. I have my favourite flavour, blackberry here, and I do believe you've got a raspberry there, which is quite nice, and you've got your cushions on display,
Yeah.
which are available on Karo's portfolio. That's the word I was looking for. So,
Yeah,
what can you
I've
tell me?
made quite
Oh,
a few inventions. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Um
no, go
I've
on.
made a lot of inventions. Most of like some of the inventions in here like the smoothies, they're some of my older inventions. Um I think my newest invention was the snowman, but inventions I've tried to make a lot of more recent ones free because I've noticed that a lot of people use them in their dorms, and I just think it's so cool every time I go and I look and I see that like oh like 40, 50 people are using this item in their rooms. It definitely just it makes me really happy seeing that other people are using my items to create their own things.
Yeah, it's always nice, especially if you go to like a public room and you can see something you've made there. It's kind of like, oh wow, it's that they're using my stuff. It was all worth it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the snowmen, they're actually the latest invention Caro has made. We have them dotted around as well, and they're actually free to get. So I would recommend grabbing those where you can. And of course, we have the audio as well. You record a lot of audio, you have a lot of audio inventions, and you'll also record audio for rooms if anyone's looking. Isn't that right?
Yes, I do. I record audios for people's games. I can do ambience. I can do music. Pretty much anything that's needed. Sound effects wise, I can do. The songs I make those because most of those are songs that I like or people at the smoothie bar have asked me to make. So I just make those so people can spawn those in their dorm rooms.
And nice. I did have a look. There's some good songs on there. How did you get into the recording music? Because I've never figured out how to like apply music to this game. We have to get someone in to do that ourselves.
Well, it's actually pretty simple. If you have a PC, you can do it. All you need is like either voice meter or voice mod. I personally use voice mod, and all you have to do is go to YouTube, pick the song that you like, and then convert it into an MP3, and then put it on voice mod. And then voice mod plays it through your mic, and you just play it into like the audio samplers, and you can make your own audios. There's so many awesome tutorials. I personally figured out how to do it through a tutorial, just like on YouTube. Anyone can do it that has a PC.
Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of information for anyone wanting to record audio, or if they don't want to, your Caro is available to hire for the audio experience. Okay, and you also make t-shirts, don't you? Which I do actually have one to show you here. Just bear with me 2 moments. If the lovely camera woman would like to zoom in on me a sec. There we go. We have the I Love
Ah,
Smoothies
yes.
t-shirt, just one of the many that Caro has available. which, not only is it sexy, but it's true because I do love smoothies. So, there you go. There we go. So, how did you get into t-shirt drawing? Because I've never been able to master using a pen on this.
My first t-shirts I did hand draw. Let me tell you, I'm not the best with handwriting. Those smoothie t-shirts probably took me an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. I had to keep erasing and redrawing it, but recently my t-shirts I've gotten into art botting. So like taking like a silly image and you can art bot them onto a t-shirt. That is another thing too. If you have a PC, it's free to do and it's really fun if you want to art bot shirts. There's an awesome tutorial on a Rec Room by I think it's a DJ Simply. It's a super helpful tutorial. But I've made a lot of silly t-shirts and I a lot of the images are like either cats or primates or just something silly.
I have to say that my personal favourite has to be the I Love Josh Hutchinson one. That's
I
probably
think
my
a lot of
favourite.
us are going through our Josh Hutcherson phase right now. He is definitely
I
a good
know.
looking man.
He is. He is. Like, I can't argue with that if I'm being honest with you. So, moving on to Club Y2K, which is actually one of the first events we went to when we started playing Rec Room, which was quite exciting. How did you come about that sort of from a smoothie bar to a nightclub?
Well, I originally started building that nightclub. It was going to be the Just Dance nightclub, but as time went on, I ended up regrouping, finding new people to build with, and we came up with Club Y2K because we all love like 2000s music. That's what we grew up with because we're a little bit older. Um, so I was like, you know what? Let's make a nightclub that is based around early 2000s hip hop and R&B and all that good like original music. And we went with like a kind of a darker theme and a darker color scheme. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone. I had never built a room like that with I mean as dark. Like the smoothie bar and Y2K are very very different, but I had a lot of fun because again I had friends building that one with me, which was definitely helpful. And I think those are some of our like most popular events. People love that room. We definitely have a lot of returning people.
It is a really nice room. My personal favourite is over by the DJ area. All the animations you have with the neon lights, like those are so smooth and amazing. Like, honestly,
Yes, Pato did those. He is very talented with animation.
know that they are amazing, and obviously all the detail around the room and everything. It's a very well made room, and obviously with the music as well and the events, it's not a surprise that people keep coming back. And it's although I do have to ask, were you alive for
Year
Y2K?
2000? Not quite. I was born in 2003, but I grew up, my grandparents and parents listened to all that music.
It's I have to talk about Ignited Chica, which is actually the latest room I've seen on your profile, which, by the way, for the audience, is a Five Nights at Freddy's horror room where you're chased by Chica the chicken. So would you like to tell me a little bit about that? Because obviously you contributed towards that room.
Yeah, that room, all I did was I helped with some font on a wall, and I made a couple of plants in there. That room was more just I was put on co-owner because a good friend of mine was like, "Hey, you helped a little bit, and I'd like to put you on here." I don't think I get earnings in that room. That was just something that a friend put me on. I actually didn't do a lot in that room, and I think that's a bit of an older room, I believe. Yeah, I think some of my rooms though, they look farther back on my portfolio because with my more recent rooms, I've taken a lot of time to build them, or they're projects that I've went back to work on from like before. So I think I've done a lot more building since that map. It's just more like remodeling and old rooms that I built in.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very nice room. And might I say that the plants look amazing. I'm sure that is thanks to your hard work.
I can't
Um,
take all the credit. There was definitely some help with them, but I did make some of the plants in there and a couple props.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like quite a large project, like there were a lot of names on it, and obviously it's a very well-made room as well. It's quite a fun game that I would recommend people trying. But, okay, so we also have the frog. I'm so
Oh,
sorry,
sweet frog.
I've lost the sweet frog. Yes, we have the sweet frog, which is a yogurt bar. I was told by Katie that I have to say yogurt and not yogurt, which is the English way. So the yogurt bar. It's
Yeah.
that's also a pretty room with I love the beachfront atmosphere. It's very it's kind of got a more even brighter atmosphere than the smoothie bar. So how did you sort of was that built after the smoothie
That
bar or
is
was it
my
a
most recent room.
separate idea?
Um, I worked on that. We worked on that for about 2 months. We worked on it very slowly. That's definitely my favorite room that I've made. Mainly because of all the like memories we made in that room. If you go back and look through the photos, you'll see a lot of photos of while it was being built of us just like goofing off in the room or spawning in inventions. So we just had a lot of fun with that room. I really do like the way that room turned out. I think it was about uh, it was even. I'd say we all worked on it about the same amount. Jim might have been a little bit more helpful in some things. She's definitely a perfectionist, so she was able to help make sure that things were pretty even or things were not like off center. So she was a big help in that room.
No, I mean it turned out beautifully. Like the attention to detail in your rooms is amazing. It's like even with the inventions, the smoothies, you can see that you know there is a good eye for detail there. So I commend you for that. It's better than anything I could ever do.
Thank you.
No problem at all. And just a reminder for people out there, because we are getting close to it, if anyone has any questions, we do have a Q&A segment at the end. If you join the Broken Circuits Discord, which the link is on the bottom of the stage, just over there. Okay, so finally, before we go into that, I have to ask, what are your what would you consider your strengths as a builder?
My strength.
Yes, your strength
I
as a builder. What do you excel at?
Yeah. I believe like props. I'm definitely a lot better at making props for rooms like plushies, drinks. I think like smaller things. When I get to work on an entire room, it's harder for me to do that on my own. I think making smaller things like through my inventions, those are probably my things that I'm most proud of.
Yeah, and it always feels more personal with inventions as well, because as you said earlier, you can see people have bought them, you can see how many rooms they're in, and
Oh
it kind
yeah.
of gives it that, it's a more uplifting experience at times, isn't it?
Hmm.
Okay, so before we head on, I've got a couple more just random questions. Okay, full body avatar, what do you think?
Um, Personally, I think that I will not use it, but I think it's really cool that Rec Room is incorporating that. I know a lot of people are against it, but I think it's something that can make the game like more immersive. I think that's another thing that VR chat is like kind of upping Rec Room on is having full body because you can't use it on here, but I feel like people are going to want to come on here and test it, and they might fall in love with the game, and that might bring more people to the game.
This is very true. It's they're interesting. The only thing that bothers me about them is the nose. I can't deal
Oh
with these
yeah,
characters having a
some of
nose
the
for some reason.
faces are a little weird, just a little bit.
I just feel like we've all got a bit too used to the sort of beam bodies. Like I quite like how I look,
Yeah,
but it's awkward, but
yeah, I'll definitely still use this avatar.
yeah, 100%. Okay, so we are going to go into the Q&A segment of the show. So make sure you visit the Discord. The link is at the bottom of the stage. In the meantime, while we're just waiting for people to get those last moment questions in, Karo, tell me what's coming up in the future for you.
Right now I'm working on I think like two different games that I'm definitely going to get out. These games also have like either Gem or Gem and Pato on them. I can't say too much about one of them, but it is something that I have not seen done on Rec Room, and we have spent 2.5 months now working on it, and we're gonna make sure it's perfected before we get it out. But it's definitely something I think that people will really enjoy. It's a little bit different. I haven't seen it done on here before.
Oh, nice. I'm quite excited now. With no spoilers, can you give us sort of an idea of when to expect it?
I believe somewhere around the first of the year. Maybe like January, latest I'd say February.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Um, and here we go. So on to the Q&A segment. Uh, I have one here. Oh, do you have any new inventions coming?
New inventions. I plan on making some more Christmas inventions. I wanted to make like some gingerbread cookies and maybe a new Christmas tree because I made one last year and I'd like to make a new one just to see my improvement. And I'll definitely make these inventions free. I like that people can use them for the holidays.
Oh no, it is always nice when they can kind of, you drop an invention and it means that people who don't want to build, they have something there that they can use.
Yeah.
The case. Uh, when is your next event?
The next event, we are going to start events back up, I believe, on Monday, and then we're going to do smoothie bar all that week because we definitely, me and Pata, we miss hanging out with all the people from the room. I actually see a lot of our mods are here, our hosts and our mods, and I'm after the show, I'll definitely come down and talk to y'all. But we love hanging out in there. We have a lot of great friends from that room, and it's a lot of fun to hang out with everyone.
No, no, it is a great room. Like I did enjoy myself when I went over for one of your events. What hobbies do you have outside of Rec Room?
The biggest one's definitely got to be gaming. I love gaming. I'm into baking as well, but I think gaming's probably the number one hobby.
Oh no, gaming is amazing. I have to ask, what do you like baking?
Baking, I've been trying to get into making like pastry. So I've been making like cream puffs and eclairs, and I'm getting a lot better at it. I'm trying to perfect it.
No, I mean, they're quite hard to make. Last time I tried to make eclairs, I burnt them. So, you know,
Yeah,
perhaps
the
you
first
don't
time
have
I
to do
made
it.
them, I was making the filling, and I accidentally cooked it too quickly, and there's eggs in it, so it kind of just turned into scrambled eggs, and I was like, oh my goodness,
A
this
scrambled
is
egg
not gonna
eclair.
work.
I mean, that
Yeah,
could be the
that
future of
definitely
food.
didn't taste too good. A little bit of everything.
Scrambled egg eclair. I mean, it's one to take on Dragon's Den with you. There you go. Do you have Dragon's Den over there? Sorry, that might be too much of an English reference.
I don't believe so.
No, there we go. It's just basically where people go on to submit their inventions to millionaires, and the millionaires just berate them. It's hilarious. I would recommend it if you ever get the
Oh,
chance.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, maybe, yeah. That does
Yeah,
sound like it
yeah,
might
we
be
have
it.
that. That's yeah, I think that's it.
They are where you know where you need to take your scrambled egg eclairs now, then. There you go.
Oh goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna make it with those. They didn't taste too great.
I've seen Stranger, believe me. What is your favourite Rec Room outfit?
Probably this one, the one I'm wearing right now. It's my main outfit. It's got a lot of color to it, and I like that. I like the green on it, like the greenery. It's definitely my favorite.
I know it is a very nice outfit. I do like the samurai sword as well. I feel like that definitely completes it.
Oh yeah, it's a little
Uh,
bit random because the rest of the outfit's just kind of like cute and bubbly, and then got the little samurai sword. I'm always
it's
ready.
like cute and bubbly, but ready for danger. Uh,
Yeah.
what's your favourite game?
On Rec Room.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I mean, well,
I'm
let's
gonna
do on Rec Room and in general as well. Just go for both.
Okay, on Rec Room definitely has to be Gem's summer camp map. I know that's a little bit biased because she's my friend, but that map is so beautiful, and she soloed that map. She got top 5 in the summer camp contest, and she did it all by herself. She had no help. It is absolutely beautiful.
Oh
And
wow,
I
so
think
that's one to check out.
my other favorite game currently is either Sea of Thieves or Fortnite. I just recently got back into Fortnite, but I also really love Sea of Thieves.
I love both those. Sea of Thieves is quite possibly my favourite Xbox game. It's
It's just
quite
such
fun.
a fun open world game. It really is.
Yeah, it's although I keep getting sunk by people, it's like I'll log on, I'll just go out for a sail, and then I just get trashed by someone in a massive boat, which it
I mean,
happens.
sometimes it's fun to just get on there and do the fishing. The fishing is a lot of fun for me.
Yes. I tend to just put my ship to go forward and kind of, I just sit there playing an accordion, vibing away in my own little world.
Yeah, playing the instruments is a lot of fun.
Um, what's your favourite Rec Room consumable?
Ooh, um, oh, that's kind of hard. I really like the cake
It is a tough
pops.
one.
I like the yellow one. It has like the filling on the inside. I think that's adorable. I think the cake pops probably.
No, they do look nice, to be fair. It kind of makes me want to try one in real life, which I've never actually had a cake pop in real life before, but,
I honestly, now that you say that, I don't believe I've had one either. Might have to try
no,
one.
no, there you go. There's something to try for the future. Oh, here's a good one. What's your favourite smoothie flavour? Talk me through the ultimate Karo
Oh,
smoothie.
all right. The best smoothie. Actually, it's funny because when I made the smoothie bar, I was obsessed with making smoothies. It's got to be mango, banana, and strawberry. That is the best combination.
That does sound nice. I mean, my actual go-to smoothie is banana and strawberry, but I might try it with mango
Oh
next time.
yeah,
There we go. Add it to it.
the mango just adds a little bit more flavor to it. It's so good. Trust me. It I love strawberry banana, but that mango makes it so much better.
Just really gives it that flavour boost.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm gonna have to try that. It does sound really nice. Um, and that's our time almost up, unfortunately, I'm afraid, people. Thank you very much for coming on, Caro. Do you have anything you want to tell the people out there?
Um, thank you guys for showing up, and thank you to all the mods that are here. Appreciate you guys coming by. It was good to see you after not having events for a few days. I'm glad to see you guys.
Oh, amazing. Again, thank you so much for coming on, Caro. And to the people watching, make sure you all subscribe and go check out Caro's Smoothie Bar for some of the highest quality smoothies you will ever have in a video game. Okay, and are you a creator on Rec Room? Do you have future projects you would like to share? Do you want to share your Rec Room experience? Well, come share it on Spilling the Tea. To apply to be on the show, go to the Broken Circuits Discord and message in the Spilling the Tea channel. Thank you all for coming out to watch tonight's show, and thank you to the people watching on YouTube. I'm narrating you, and this has been Spilling the Tea. Bye-bye.